Have you ever found yourself trapped in an endless loop of thoughts, replaying conversations, second-guessing decisions, or worrying about things that haven't even happened yet? It starts with a simple thought, but before you know it, you're caught in a spiral of overanalyzing every detail, unable to move forward. Overthinking is something we all experience at some point, but when it becomes a habit, it can drain our energy, increase stress, and keep us from making decisions with confidence. Instead of helping us solve problems, it often creates new ones that exist only in our minds. So, how do we break free from this cycle? How can we quiet the mental noise, regain clarity, and focus on what truly matters? In this discussion, we're going to explore why we overthink, how it affects our daily lives, and, most importantly, practical ways to stop overthinking so you can experience more peace, productivity, and freedom in your mind. Let's begin. Overthinking is a challenge that many of us face. It is that constant loop of what if and should I that leads to anxiety, stress, and sometimes even paralysis. When we overthink, we get caught in an endless cycle of doubt and worry. We replay past conversations in our minds, worry about future outcomes, and often feel overwhelmed by details that may not even matter in the long run. Let's begin by understanding what overthinking truly is. Overthinking is when you allow your thoughts to spiral out of control, focusing on details and possibilities that often lead to stress rather than solutions. It can cause you to dwell on mistakes, magnify small problems, and lose sight of what truly matters. Recognizing that overthinking is not a sign of weakness but a common human experience is the first step toward overcoming it. The next step is to identify the triggers that lead you into the trap of overthinking. Triggers can be specific situations, emotions, or even people. For instance, if you tend to overthink after receiving feedback at work, it might help to acknowledge that your mind is naturally inclined to analyze and question. By recognizing these moments, you can develop a plan to interrupt the cycle. One effective strategy is to set aside a specific time to process your thoughts. Instead of letting them take over throughout your day, designate a worry period where you allow yourself to consider those thoughts freely. Once the time is up, consciously let them go. This practice not only contains the worry but also trains your mind to focus on what truly needs your attention in the moment. Another key approach is to learn mindfulness. Mindfulness is about staying present and fully engaging with what is happening right now. When you find yourself lost in thought, gently remind yourself to return to the present moment. Focus on your breathing, the sensations in your body, and the sounds around you. By anchoring your attention, you create space between yourself and your overthinking mind. With regular practice, mindfulness can help reduce the power of negative thought patterns and allow you to experience a deeper sense of calm. Often, overthinking is fueled by a fear of the unknown. We imagine the worst-case scenarios, even if the likelihood of those outcomes is minimal. To counter this, challenge your assumptions. Ask yourself whether your worries are based on evidence or merely on your own imagination. Consider writing down your fears and then evaluating them objectively. This exercise can reveal that many of the concerns you hold are either exaggerated or unfounded. In addition to mindfulness, journaling is a powerful tool for managing overthinking. By putting your thoughts on paper, you can gain clarity and perspective. Begin by writing down what is on your mind without judging or editing your thoughts. Once the ideas are out, review them later with a fresh perspective. Often, seeing your worries written down helps you realize that they are transient and manageable, rather than overwhelming truths. It is also essential to practice self-compassion. When you catch yourself overthinking, avoid harsh self-criticism. Instead, speak to yourself as you would a friend who is struggling. Remind yourself that it is natural to experience doubts and that overcoming them is a process that takes time. Embracing self-compassion can reduce the intensity of your negative thoughts and help you develop a more nurturing inner dialogue. Another significant aspect of overcoming overthinking is learning to let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is closely linked to overthinking because it often stems from the belief that you must get everything right. This belief sets unrealistic standards and fuels the need to constantly analyze every detail. Understand that perfection is an illusion. Accept that making mistakes is a natural part of growth and learning. When you shift your focus from perfection to progress, you create space for creativity, spontaneity, and genuine enjoyment in life. Engaging in physical activity is a practical way to break the cycle of overthinking. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, which can improve your mood and reduce anxiety. Even a short walk or a few minutes of stretching can help shift your focus away from your thoughts and toward the physical sensations in your body. This change of focus not only clears your mind but also reinforces the idea that you are more than your thoughts. Developing a regular routine can also be beneficial. A structured day leaves less room for unproductive thinking. Set small, achievable goals that help you feel a sense of accomplishment. Each task you complete reinforces a positive momentum that can counteract the tendency to dwell on negative thoughts. Over time, as you build confidence in your ability to manage your day, you will likely notice that your mind becomes less preoccupied with worries and what-ifs. Another helpful strategy is to practice deep breathing techniques. When you feel yourself beginning to overthink, pause and take a few deep breaths. Inhale slowly, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale gradually. This simple technique can activate your body's relaxation response, reduce stress, and help you regain control over your racing thoughts. For some, talking to someone who understands can be a crucial step in overcoming overthinking. Whether it's a trusted friend, family member, or a mental health professional, sharing your thoughts can provide relief. Externalizing your worries can offer a fresh perspective and remind you that you are not alone in your struggles. Sometimes, hearing another person's reassuring words can be the catalyst you need to move forward. It is also important to set boundaries with yourself. Create limits on how long you allow yourself to dwell on a particular thought. For example, if you notice yourself ruminating on a specific worry, give yourself a predetermined amount of time, say, 5 minutes, to process it. After that time is up, make a deliberate decision to shift your attention to something else. This practice can help train your brain to let go of unproductive thought loops. As you implement these strategies, be patient with yourself. Changing thought patterns is not an overnight process, it is a gradual journey that requires consistency and commitment. Celebrate small victories along the way. Every moment that you choose to focus on the present rather than getting lost in overthinking is a step in the right direction. Remind yourself that progress is not measured by perfection but by the effort you put into improving your mental habits. Another useful tip is to challenge your inner critic. Overthinking often goes hand in hand with negative self-talk. When you catch yourself engaging in harsh self-judgment, pause and ask if these thoughts are truly fair or helpful. Replace self-criticism with constructive feedback. For example, instead of saying, "I always mess things up," try saying, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from this experience and improve." This shift in language can have a profound impact on how you view yourself and your capabilities. Consider also the power of focusing on gratitude. When overthinking takes hold, it is easy to become fixated on what is wrong or what could go wrong. Instead, take a moment each day to reflect on what you are grateful for. It might be something as simple as a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a friend, or the comfort of a peaceful moment. Gratitude helps redirect your attention to the positive aspects of your life, balancing the negativity that often fuels overthinking. In our journey to overcome overthinking, it is vital to accept that uncertainty is a natural part of life. We can never predict every outcome or control every situation. By accepting uncertainty, you empower yourself to take action despite not having all the answers. Embrace the idea that life is full of possibilities, and not every decision needs to be analyzed to death. Sometimes, a leap of faith is all that is required. Let's also explore the role of creativity in combating overthinking. Engaging in creative activities, whether it's writing, drawing, playing music, or any other form of expression, can serve as a healthy outlet for your thoughts and emotions. Creativity allows you to channel your energy into something productive and meaningful. It provides a break from the endless cycle of analysis and offers a way to process feelings in a constructive manner. Remember, it is okay to seek help if your overthinking feels overwhelming or starts to interfere with your daily life. Professional guidance, such as therapy or counseling, can provide tailored strategies and support to help you manage your thought patterns. Reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and it can pave the way for a healthier, happier mindset. As we conclude our discussion, I encourage you to take these insights and apply them to your life gradually. Overthinking is a habit, and like any habit, it can be unlearned with persistence and self-compassion. Each day offers a new opportunity to practice mindfulness, challenge your negative thoughts, and focus on what truly matters. With time and consistent effort, you can create a mental environment where creativity, joy, and calm prevail over anxiety and self-doubt. May you find peace in the present moment and the strength to let go of the worries that no longer serve you. As you move forward, know that the power to shape your thoughts and your life lies within you. Each time you choose to quiet the storm of overthinking, you are choosing clarity, freedom, and a renewed sense of possibility. Take these insights into your daily life and let them guide you toward a calmer, more intentional way of living. With determination, self-awareness, and the willingness to embrace change, you can overcome the habit of overthinking and step into a life filled with peace, creativity, and purpose. Thank you for taking the time to explore these ideas on how to stop overthinking. I hope that by understanding the roots of this habit and practicing the strategies we discussed, you feel empowered to make positive changes in your life. Remember, the journey to a clearer, more focused mind is a gradual process, and every small step counts. Embrace the journey with patience and kindness toward yourself.